Well, good morning, pilgrims. I think for our devotion this morning, first we'll have the Apostle Paul speak to us from Romans 7:12 through 25. So the law is holy, and the commandment is holy and righteous and good. Did that which is good then bring death to me? By no means. It was sin producing death in me through what is good, in order that sin might be shown to be sin, and through the commandment might become sinful beyond measure. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am of the flesh, sold under sin. For I don't understand my own actions. For I don't do what I want, but I do the very thing I hate. Now if I do what I don't want, I agree with the law that it is good. So now it is no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells within me. For I know that nothing good dwells in me, that is, in my flesh. For I have the desire to do what is right, but not the ability to carry it out. For I don't do the good I want, but the evil I do not want, is what I keep on doing. Now if I do what I don't want, it is no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells within me. For I find it to be a law that when I want to do right, evil lies close at hand. For I delight in the law of God, in my inner being. But I see in my members another law, waging war against the law of my mind and making me captive to the law of sin that dwells in my members. Oh, wretched man that I am! Who will deliver me from this body of death? Well, thanks be to God through Jesus Christ our Lord. So then I myself serve the law of God with my mind, but with my flesh I serve the law of sin. Life is a struggle, folks. Good against evil, sin against righteousness, and only Jesus Christ is going to get us through. Charles Spurgeon gave a sermon on 29 October 1882, entitled it, "The Law Written on the Heart." He read from Jeremiah 31:33. "After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts." Yeah, are there not men who in their anger wish that killing was not murder? Are there not others who don't steal and yet wish they might take their neighbor's goods? Are there not many who wish that fornication and adultery were not vices? This proves that their hearts are depraved. But it is not so with the regenerate. They would not have the law altered on any account. Their vote is with the law. They regard it as a guardian of society, the basis on which the peace of the universe can alone be built. For only by righteousness can any order of things be established. If we could possess the wisdom of God, we should make just that law which God has made. For the law is holy, just, and good, and promotes man's highest advantage. It's a great thing when a man gets as far as that. But furthermore, there is wrought in the heart by God a love to the law as well as a consent to it. Such a love that the man thanks God that he has given him such a fair and lovely representation of what perfect holiness would be, and that he has given such measuring lines by which he knows how a house is to be built in which God can dwell. Thus thanking God, his prayer, his desire, longing, hungering, and thirsting are after righteousness, that he may in all things be according to the mind of God. Yes, my brothers, it's a glorious thing when the heart delights itself in the law of God and finds therein its solace and its pleasure. The law is fully written on the heart when a man takes pleasure in holiness and feels a deep pain whenever sin approaches him. Oh, my dear friend, the Lord has done great things for you. Great things for you when every evil thing is obnoxious to you. Even though you fall into sin through the infirmity of your flesh, yet if it causes you intense agony and sorrow, it is because God has written his law in your heart. Some things to think on. 2 Corinthians 3:2-8. You yourselves are our letter of recommendation, written on our hearts, to be known and read by all. And you show that you are a letter from Christ delivered by us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. Such is the confidence that we have through Christ toward God, that not that we are sufficient in ourselves to claim anything as coming from us, but our sufficiency is from God, who has made us sufficient to be ministers of a new covenant, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter kills, but the Spirit gives life. Psalm 37:31. The law of his God is in his heart. His steps don't slip. Psalm 48. I delight to do your will, O my God. Your law is within my heart. Isaiah 51:7. Listen to me, you who know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear not the reproach of man, nor be dismayed at their revilings. Fear the Lord. Hebrews 8:10-12. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, declares the Lord. I will put my laws into their hearts and write them in their minds and write them on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall not teach each one his neighbor and each one his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, for I will be merciful toward their iniquities. Isaiah 29:13-14. And the Lord said, Because this people draw near with their mouth and honor me with their lips, while their hearts are far from me, and their fear of me is a commandment taught by men, therefore, behold, I will again do wonderful things with this people, and wonder upon wonder. And the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the discernment of their discerning men shall be hidden. Mark 7:6-7. And he said to them, Well did Isaiah prophesy of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honors me with their lips, but their hearts far from me. In vain do they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind. Love thy neighbor as thyself. The law is very simple. You take those 10 commandments, you pack them down into that. You got God's law. God bless, brothers and sisters. Have a great day.